Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Manufactio Nuclear Edition. We've spent quite a few episodes, or at least quite a little bit of time, trying to build out a lot of the stuff that we're going to need in order to be able to do various, well, resources and gains and materials and building of things and products and gears and plates and ingots and wires and just all of the fun stuff that has been happening. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Of course, this is just one of those kinds of deals where once you get down and once you get it into your brain kind of working the way it needs to go, everything just functions, and it's quite interesting and rather enjoyable. So last episode I stated we were going to be doing a little bit of off-camera work because after all of this, I figured I've probably been driving you guys plenty crazy enough with like this structure, which is kind of utterly ugly, but it does do what it needs to do, and this structure. So we're just getting to that point now. I think I am, as I kind of wander through, we're going to be changing this straight lineup of access boxes, I guess. I don't know what you want to call these things, to something that looks a little bit more like this, because we can get a little bit more height on things, which allows us to stack a little bit more of the inventories and availability. So on this level in here, I went ahead again and kind of labeled a few things so that we can kind of see what we have, and I'm already going to have to step that little process up because it's not keeping up. I did do something in between episodes that is going to allow us to hopefully do some more fun stuff this week. That's why. Why are you no Phil? Why are you no Phil? Hello, where'd you go? I don't, whatever. Some days. Oh, I know what I did. Probably. Hang on. Where's the thing? Those are over here. That's something else entirely. I'm getting sidetracked. Stop being sidetracked. Obviously, we're going to have to rework some of the things that we have, or at least I'm going to add a few more things. I built this pressing section area mainly so we could get a little bit of the stuff that we're going to need for the most part. But some of this is going to actually require a little bit more expansion, which is why we built a secondary floor so I can do the iron plates and steel plates. Steel gears, I think. Whatever this one is. I forget exactly at this point. We'll have to look. Iron ingots. I've been having a little bit of a problem because we did all of this building and I now am out of various materials like iron. So I've been having to run back and forth between some of the patches around and loading up inventory. So let's go talk about what I did do. And if I can manage to get up there, it would be great. Thank you. I went ahead and smacked down a whole bunch of Assembler Mark 1s in the section off to the side over here. And basically what that whole system is doing, and I think we already kind of talked about this, or I might have spoken about this before, I went ahead and made everything that I could think of that I needed to be able to keep a decent amount of all the time. So like all of these MV energy ducts and all of the logistics pipes parts. And I think there's actually a couple of more other things, like we're making boards, we're making those should be circuits, I believe. So I'm making basic circuits, I'm making the basic electronic components, we're making the regular circuits, we're making some bulk conveyors because we need those, we're making the inserters because we need those, we're making chests because we need those, we're making dispensers because we need those. On this side, we're making basic logistics pipes, we're making supplier pipes, logistics pipes, we're making provider logistics pipes, we're making the regular unrouted transport pipes, we're making the storage controllers. This is such a royal pain in the butt, but hey, it is what it is, because that one piece, that thing needs like 3 different things to be able to make it. I'm also making the light radiation shielding, since we did unlock that we have a little bit of that around, so that as we wander through some of this stuff, like this interface right here, that's a fluid duct, doesn't really matter, but like the where is it over here, one of these, you can place those shielding on the inputs and the outputs, or anything that has an item in it. So that means that wherever we're carrying various things like redstone or circuits or anything that has a decent amount of radiation in it, you can kind of somewhat contain it, at least with the light radiation plating. We will be, I think, getting some better stuff eventually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we'll be getting better ones later on down the line, and this tries to help to just keep stuff down. Part of the whole reason why we built the factory where we built the factory up in the air is because of the fact that that's going to, the worst thing is going to be is that we're going to end up eventually with some player whatever you want to call them, that we're going to start having problems with our player. The player is going to start getting sick, but like nothing underneath should change, or nothing around where we are should be a problem. Anything underneath this platform, I really don't care about what's going to happen. So on top of this one, I guess we did do a little bit more work. We're also crafting the MV energy ducts. I am crafting the ammo for our military stuff or our guns. And I'm wondering why you're not working. Are you not happy? You're probably out of parts again. Yeah, no, we're fine. It just makes it in a reasonably large amount. And over here, we're making, this is where we're making, again, some red science and, well, the green science. Green science, red science are right here. And, of course, I went ahead and set up the lab. I moved it over here for now, so that we can start unlocking some stuff. I needed to do a bunch of research, and we need to start working on trying to get some other things. So I went ahead and crafted a few more of these. So let's do some stuff we haven't done in a while, which is let's do a little bit of research. And the first one I want to do, before I forget about it, is this one. So submit all those. Thank you very much. Solar panels. We're going to need to use some kind of mobile power generation. And there's a shield on that. That's why it's sitting there. We're going to need to use some kind of mobile power generation for when we start moving out away from the base to try to collect some of the materials. So, like, there's a whole lot of stuff over here. Just a whole pile of stuff off to one side of us. And there's a whole pile of stuff out in this ugly forest. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff over here. And over here. And over here. And we're going to have some easy way of being able to make power so that so that our drills run a reasonable amount of time so that we can pick things up. So one thing I did do, and I guess I should have mentioned this before I kind of did that little bitty thing, is that I did start setting up a kind of a sortable storage room, or at least something that we can do a little bit of work. And since we had all of the plates to be able to craft the chests, the tungsten chests, I went and made a few of them. All of these single spot chests and these other little droppers and things and whatnot are connected to a little selection of supplier pipes that will allow me, at least for the time being, until we can get a little bit more technology out of logistics, to be able to bring all of the stuff in. And I did this thing, and it highly recommend you work on building these things if you want something that looks really good. For every one item frame and a bunch of glass, you get 2 glass item frames. And glass item frames, when you put them down and then you put something in them, they disappear. That does not mean they're not still there. I mean, I still can touch the outside of things, but it at least doesn't cover, they don't look nearly as ugly, I guess, as everything else. And the only problem is, again, item frames and whatnot. I wish there was a click-through item frame. I think there probably is, but whatever. For now, we're good enough to go with that. So we'll turn you like there. We got our solar panels. Let's start busting out some green, because I need a bunch of stuff. We've really needed to sit down and do a whole lot of things. First thing I think I'm going to do is that one. Thank you. Beautiful. And then we're going to go over to, was it processing? Yes, I want that. Thank you. Awesome. That'll get us those right there, so we can start speeding up some of our material processing, because some of these things are really slow. 40 of those, submit. Please take all the stuff. That'll get us the first larger what do you want to call it, assembler that is capable of processing up to 4 different ingredients into a single item. And that we may mess with later on. It's not a humongous problem right now. We have to kind of continue through some of this. Processing, logistics, trains. Please tell me I still have enough for this. How short are we? I'm completely empty. Lovely. Well, I'm going to sit there and let that run a little bit longer, and then we'll get through going some stuff. What I'm actually going to go ahead and do, I think, is we're going to go ahead and make a bunch of blast furnace preheaters so I can get some of this stuff hooked up, and then I will come back with you guys once we have enough stuff, because I do want to play with logistics today. So I'll be right back. Well, I think we probably have enough ready to go by now. I did a little bit more building. I put a few things in, and then I just kind of let the game run for a little while. So, oh, yes, yes, very nice, wonderful. It's kind of nice to just have automated things come through now that everything functions the way it should be functioning. This thing's finally backing up, but that's okay. They produce just barely quicker than the lab can use, so it'll eventually back stuff all of these and back stuff all of those. So, let's get into what we should have done, which was I should have chosen that one instead of everything else. So let's get those for us very quickly. And I think while we're here, I want to leave these alone for right now. We don't need them. How much is this one? 100. Can I have these real quick? Yes, please. Submit. Thank you very much. That'll be good. How much do we have? We have a lot. I let it run for a while. It's kind of the beauty of this kind of a system. Once you get it working, you just let it run. So, I'm not quite ready to play with blue yet, I don't think. Where are we? What? This is all fuel-based stuff. We're missing that. Automation, I'm not really worried about those. And this requires advanced electronics. Let me see. Advanced electronics requires plastics. That's what I wanted to do. I knew we needed to do something. Processing plastics. Yes, that's why I made a whole bunch of this stuff. There you go. How much do we have left now? Not a whole heck of a lot. Cool. Do a little bit more fiddling around then. If that's the case, this is everything green to that point there. This will be something I'll grab in a little bit once we do a couple of other things. Let's see. Power, solar panel energy, Mark 1, Mark 2. I'm not really concerned about these because if I remember correctly, you can just build them, throw them down on the ground, and they should all interconnect with each other and be able to produce enough power to be able to make things work. The solar panel ones for right now will be just fine until we get into power storage, which... I don't want to get too crazy into that just yet because I think we're still missing something very important. What is it? Well, in order to get to this, I needed... Wait a minute, back. What is this? Hey, that's a nice typo right there. Batteries or advanced electronics. Advanced electronics are what we're short on this. So where are those? Automation, advanced electronics, 100. Submit. Thank you. Done. Functional, enhanced functional blocks. How to... Oh, is it just give me that? Beautiful. Yeah, I'll take those too, because that'll get me a little bit of interesting things like the block breaker and the factory hopper, which will allow us to do a little bit of movement a little bit faster with things. Awesome. Cool. I'm glad that was free. That's really, really very nice. 16. We'll just put those back, and we're going to go concentrate today, or at least with what's left of the episode today, on... I need to get some more stuff. Caches, plastics, not this. We don't want this. I want that out so that I remember I have it. I am going to have to start the next box. So we don't need this. I want that one. I don't need batteries right now. We'll put you away. I wonder how this would interact with the block breaker. I wonder. We'll have to test that later on. We'll put those away. Not this. I wanted the rail stuff. Today, I want to play with some rails because we need to be able to get from... Well, for one, I'm out of iron. I'm completely out of iron at this point. I keep running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth trying to keep these guys full. It's decent in here right now. I've got a lot of stuff to process, a lot of iron chunks to process. But the tin is starting to become a problem. And for that matter, I think what I'll probably start doing is, well, right now I'm not really worried about it. It's catching up and it's starting to fill itself up. But I'm kind of overrunning on tin at the point right now because I get so much of it from so many different processes that it's not going away as quickly as I'd like it to go away. How are we doing right here? I need to figure out where this is and get those set up too because I think we're about out. So give me 1 second. Let's see. Where did I put the tin? Okay, well, I know what I did. I forgot to put that in because I had so much leftover stock in here that because we made a whole bunch over there at one point in time that I didn't actually put the tin plate press thing in. So I put one on upstairs, and if we need to, we can get a little bit more room to be able to do 2 or 3 or 4, however, but we should be good to go. Yeah, I had almost like, I think, a half a chest or a full chest of that stuff sitting around, so it doesn't take long, I guess, to use up some of the things. Hey, there's some more stuff in there, and it actually doesn't take very long to make some more green research either. So let's talk about, well, actually, I want to talk about getting, we'll put these away real fast. Where is this? You and you can go in there for right now. Again, we need to talk about this. Now, usage here, we should be able to craft rails, powered rails, detector rails, transfer rails. These are the special ones that allow you to use the cargo wagon loader and unloader. You have to place it next to it in order for it to understand that you're in the area to do things. Do I have any chorus fruit left? Probably, because this is another handy little thing that we'll probably make use of as we go, because it's basically being able to use a minecart as a chunk loader in an area where you could be mining and doing some things. So let's get some of this stuff figured out. We should have a whole pile of rails over here, and I will use these until they're gone. Because there's just mine shafts everywhere around the place. All you got to do is go dig them up. So let's see. We have a whole lot of old minecart rails. We have some old activator rails and some new activator rails and some powered rails. And hey, there's some redstone in there. I think I even have like some regular carts in here as well. I'm going to have to clean out all this mess and move it over to our new base area. So I don't think I need to worry about those, because I don't think I can use them for anything other than that. And we're not going to do that because they actually do a pretty good job hauling other things around. Okay, so I think what we need to do is make a decision as to where we want to start digging material up to bring back. So let's first off start by making a couple of these cart loader thingies and a couple of the other carts. Let me see. Plan. Use. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Use on here. I need to make, I'm not going to worry about these. We need one of those. So that's going to be a regular rail, which I guess I'm going to have to make a rail. So cobblestone, iron rod, Let's do this then. I need to do something like that. So 5 iron, 10 steel plates. Let's go over here and see if we have anything left. So let's see, 10 and 10, right? Where are you? 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. And 10 there, thank you. And what was it? How many gears? Use. Click. 5. Hopefully I have 5. I don't. Oh, come on. Catch up. I may have to go up here and steal them. That's just the consequence of not having any material, any ability to be able to make things. Where are they? I will take 5 of those, please. And then let's make one of these carts. Thank you. And we're going to put one of these down. I'm assuming it won't care, right? Yeah, good. And you roll off like always. They have the same kind of a thing, and they should continue to work just fine with this kind of stuff. I have lots of these. Actually, I don't have a ton of them. I'm a little concerned now because we don't have the thing that it takes to make the rods. This. Well, I guess. Submit. All right, cool. You can go over here, put you guys away for now. And so will that thing do what I think it does? Where is this? Induction furnace use. Induction furnace, machine furnace use on this. Is it specifically that it has to be pulverized material that it cooks, or can it cook other things? No, it's pulverized stuff. Oh, lovely. All right, I'm going to have to figure out where I want to put some of that. We may end up putting that above this, maybe? Because there's only like a couple of rods I think I'm going to need, period. I think it was just iron rod and steel rod are the only two that we need. Where are they? So that's stone rod, iron rod. I think this is the only one. So it's that, or a few other little things. I mean, there's just a couple of other little things. Like, you know, I'd like to be able to have that, but I guess we can't use it. The scaffolding is here. This stuff is here. So yeah, iron rods. Iron rods are going to be something we're going to want. And then, like I said, I think steel rods. Steel rods are going to be part of this kind of thing, plus geothermal plants, or the marker, which I think that's going to be a later on doohickey, and the item interface is cool. Can't wait for that kind of mess, because that'll actually kind of help on some of these kinds of deals. We'll be able to get rid of a lot of the this out here. I know it's bad that I've already put it together, but depending on how much the item system or the item lasers have been nerfed, they're probably going to be slightly better than this. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. Crap. Well, I have a couple of things that we can kind of play around with, but unfortunately it's not exactly what I was kind of hoping for. So now I kind of have to start playing around with that thing. So let's see. Put some of this away now that it's out of our inventory. This is, I don't know. Don't lose your deal. Let's do, as always, it's a sidetrack into a sidetrack into a sidetrack. Induction furnace and a casting machine. Can I have both of those, please? All right. Use on you. Where is it? Induction furnace use. UAA. Go. Just put one down. Thank you. We don't need any of this. And casting. Casting machine. Hit that. So we have both of those. That is not a whole terrible much. That's not horrible at all, actually. So stone, steel gears, circuits. So let's see. We should have right here, not this one. Is it this one? Yeah. How many was it? 5. I'll probably just go ahead and toss this down somewhere. So there's that. Then we need some Invar or steel, I believe. We should have plenty of Invar gears. So just, well, I did it again. How many did you need? 9. And then we need 15 steel plates. Oh, great. I touched it. No. That'll work, right? Okay. And then stone and fluid ducts. Stone's pretty simple. It should be like right there. Just grab a whole wad of it. And the fluid ducts are over here. You want how many? 12. Not this one. I think it's this one, actually, isn't it? I'm going to be marking all these as we go. So, okay. Can I craft that thing? Yes. Click. And then I got to do through the whole thing again. So let's see. I think we're going to put this down somewhere very temporary for right now, just so that we can kind of craft some things as we wander through it. So this is the other way of making material, or I should say taking ground up stuff, the ground materials, ground irons, ground, you know, copper, whatever, and turning it into a usable way of doing things. I think we're probably going to put it, actually there should be a spot back here, right? Yes, there's a spot back here where I'm going to kind of do just random one-off stuff. So I think we'll just put you like that, and then the casting machine will be behind. Pick it up and move it forward a little bit. So let me go craft a casting machine. And do we have our pipe box? We do. Okay, cool. So casting machine, I'm just going to do this. I don't even know why I drug it with me. Come here, box. You sit. Casting machine. Casting machine is this one. Click. And we need to come down here, and I want to grab Probably a couple stacks. Let's say 4 stacks iron. That should do the trick there. We'll run over here. And this, I think, I want it to face the input. I think is on top, right? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I've played with it. I know what it looks like. I think the input's on right there, and the output is right there. So let's set it. Like that, I think. The input in the top, I think, is for the, yeah, no, it's right there. I just got to hook up to right down on the bottom. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Now, no. Flip it. Place it. We'll just hook it up to here. So we get our pipe box. That really didn't work, but okay. You gonna work? Okay. So then I think it's just this, and we can do like this, and then we can do like this, and then we can do like this, and it'll figure out what it needs to do once we put in some stuff. So not enough energy. We will just drag the energy, I think, from right there. This is when I wish my character was about a block taller. Thank you. Let's see. Power has to go right there, so we can just run that like this. Actually, I think I need to do this, so do that. Just so I can make some rods. I love it. Are you happy? Missing input item. That means I think I got to put that in it, right? Casting machine. Oh, right. I need to tell it what I want to do. We need to make a metal mold, which should be this. So we need a steel plate, and we need a couple of things. Are you making the stuff? I think this thing needs something else, right? Missing input item. What else do you need? I forget exactly. Induction furnace requires water, I think. No, you just need one of these. Okay. So I need to go copy that a couple of times, or at least go copy that and make a rod mold. So let's see. We need a steel plate. I did it again. That's the only reason I don't like item frames. I thought I had a stick, but maybe I don't. Is it just this and this and this? Excellent, beautiful. And then we need to copy that. Do I have any paper? I mean, I guess I don't need to copy it right now. We can just put it in the machine. So we'll run all the way back down here. We'll put this in here so you can do rods. And you get to have this somewhere. I guess we'll take out one of those and put that in there. There you go. Now, that's going to smelt. And like I said, this is going to smelt and do like 12 of these at a time. So it just did 12, pieces of stuff. It's going to produce a little bit better. Yeah, that's right. I got to put water in this too. It's just like, say, the numbers are just marginally better with the casting machine. Marginally better. Where is it? Casting machine, induction furnace, casting machine, casting. Casting machine tier 1. It uses just a little bit less, like say for the plates. It's like it's supposed to be 144 or 100 or whatever it is for the actual deal. But if you notice, the numbers are just slightly less. For an ingot, for that matter, that's what it normally would be to there. But if you're going to process, say, like a plate, the plate's slightly better. So it's not amazing an idea, but it is a way of getting a bunch of stuff. So I think the other thing the casting machine needs is water. Yeah. Should have water right here. Right? Right there. Yeah. Let's hook that up real quick. Let's take it up the gray spot. All right. Oh, crap. Oops. Well, I guess we'll just unmelt it again, and then you can do this. Water. That. And then it should now be kicking rods out of the back of it. We have one whole rod. Yay. So now we'll just sit here and let this do its thing for a little while, and then we'll see what happens. So I'll be back once we have a handful of things. Alrighty, couple stacks of rods. Let's go play with what I really wanted to play with today, which is going to be those cool little things that go with this stuff right here, that transfer rail. We're going to do one of those, and we're going to do a cargo loader, and we're going to test it right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running things to various areas. I think the only issue at this point is being able to make this completely functional is that, no, we can make those. Good deal. I was going to concern that required plastic, and it doesn't. Awesome. Cool. So transfer rail. These are very important. I want to touch on them. I do want to touch on them because of how they work. So a rail is going to be cobblestone, that, and a steel plate. Let's go grab a couple of steel plates and some cobblestone. And a rail is there. Go ahead and make a whole bunch of normal everyday rail for us, please. We'll make a stack of it or two. And then a transfer rail is going to need electrum or purified wire and a circuit. So I do want at least 2 or 3 or 4 of these things. So let's go grab some. Where is the purified stuff? Is it up here? I need to label this one. I think it's right there. No, it is purified copper wire and some circuits, which should be right there. I am not going to take, how many do we need? 1 per. Let's grab like 8 of them. Transfer rail. And then we need to use a cargo loader unloader. That's right, I can't do that with this. Cargo loader unloader, cargo wagon loader, that thing right there, which is going to be some more steel plates, some more iron gears, and some inserters. Let's see. I did it again. Open one. Just grab 4 of those for the moment. Are we caught up yet? No. Still going to have to go upstairs and steal some. So steel plates. We should have some steel plates. As soon as we can get all that working, then I can get a few other things sorted. What was I doing? It's over here. Yes. How many does it need per? We need at least 10 of them. So let's do 10. So that's 1 in and 1 out. Come on, let's go down here. Boing. Ow. Cargo wagon loader unloader. Awesome. Okay. Like I said, I wanted to touch on this stuff because of how these things work. So this is basically a way for you to be able to fill or, load or unload tracks. And, well, the thing is with this one, you have to kind of understand how to make it work. So notice there's an arrow on this track. You see the arrow? What this does is it understands where things need to be when something rolls over it, then it can understand what it needs to do. A regular old everyday track should connect just perfectly fine and come back out again, down. Now you can sink these in the ground, or you can do that, or you can do whatever you want to with them. Where are all of our other rails? We'll grab a couple of those. And we'll grab a couple of these just to stop it when it goes through. If I set this to loader, unloader, activity, loader, unloader, so we can say like loader here. If I take this, where is our cool little toy, this cargo wagon, and I put it right here, and I put, I don't know, some cobblestone in it, right? And then I grab I think we have some already made somewhere. We'll just use one of those, hit that button, and I give it a push. It should go in and stop. And it will automatically stop, dump its inventory out, and then kick it out to the next direction. So the same thing happens here if I do the loading, unloading, and we can set it when no activity, or when you say never, cart full, cart empty, no activity. We'll just play with that again, and then we'll put this on here. Watch it again. It will stop automatically, load it, and then kick it out. They're very important to know that, because this, without that rail, this function thing, this loader thingy will not work correctly. Now it has, or it should have, if I recall correctly, a inventory and several other things. So let's see. We'll kick you. We'll put a little more stuff on there. As you notice, the inventory is opening up. And again, if we stick this in here, I like the never, cart full, cart empty, or no activity, which means if you have something that's going to kind of trickle in very slowly, it will just fill up what's in it and then take off and go. Here again, cart full, it will wait until the cart is completely filled before it will leave, or cart is completely empty before it allow it to go. So if I do, let me see, what did we say? Full, loader, and I said empty, it shouldn't let it go. It'll try to fill it, and it'll sit there until this is empty, and then it'll go. So that's the beauty of these things. It's something that is very, very, very usable for what we're going to do from here on out, because we're going to, holy cow, do I have to go find the wrench? Ah, I forgot. Seriously? I thought there was a... Whatever. We'll worry about this as we go. We probably will be using as much of the old minecart rail as possible, just because I have several hundred stacks of that stuff laying around in places, and there are plenty of other things around. So I guess for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit more than what I wanted to do today, but we actually now have the ability to move things around, which is good, which means I can now start making a rail station down here where I want it. It's not going to be right here. It's going to be, well, it was going to be where this is sitting, so I guess at this point we'll probably extend this side out, go down this direction. All of our rail carts, all of our mine carts, anything that's going to come from various areas around will come into this location and then dump whatever it is that they have, and then come back. So what we'll probably end up doing until we get signals is I will have dedicated lines that I should still be able to do a little bit of redstone magic and make multiple cart lines capable. You know, like I said, I should be able to run a bunch of carts down a singular line, or at least a double lane line, like we're doing in Satisfactory, like we did in the other Manufactio pack, where we had a line above and a line below. We should still be able to do that, and we should still be able to build parking lots, which will allow us to use multiple cargo and wagon unloaders in the same area, and be able to kind of somewhat mess around with things. I will probably end up with carts busted all over the place, but at this point, there's only going to be a couple of places we're going to be dragging things from, which is going to be over there where there's a central location, which basically I'll just mine everything over there and send it into one cart. And, well, I should say here, you're sitting here looking at it. There's a bunch of stuff in this open field that we're just going to run a minecart rail through and get all of it and then bring it back and store it somewhere over here. There's a bunch of stuff out here all the way out to the coast, actually. I believe there's even for that matter, there is an interesting little thing over here that I did mark. I think I have a gas well or two along this coast that we may make a use of. But this is going to be how we're going to have to feed the mess until we get something a little bit more sustainable in other kinds of things. I believe, I don't even know where those are going to be. We're going to have to look and find. But there are some further on down the line more sustainable things that will allow us to mine those cool well, these kind of things over here, these deposits over here, like this deposit that should be sitting right there, those deposits right there, or we will be able to get rail guns, I believe, or rail guns or whatever that is. There's a mass transit formulation kind of thing, structure that comes out of advanced rocketry that will allow us to shoot things from one side of the map to the other, which will be really, really, really handy when that time comes. For now, I'm going to build a bunch of rail lines. I'm going to start hooking things up. I'm going to start making this system be self-sustainable, at least enough so that it can continue to keep backstuffing crates and chests and stuff. We've already gone through quite a bit of... Wow. I'm going to have to do something with titanium here pretty soon, too, because we're starting to get quite a bit of it as well. But I guess for now, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in the next episode. I thank you so much for watching. Hopefully very soon we're going to start doing a whole lot more fun stuff, meaning we're going to start playing with chemicals and all that other kind of crazy stuff. So for now, bye, guys.